So it's finally here, Power Rangers Unlimited The Morphin Masters, written by Ryan Parrott and Rachel Wagner. And I just want to get this out here. I am so happy to see Ryan Parrott return the Power Ranger comics. It seems like forever since we last saw him at the helm of one of his Power Ranger comics, but it's so cool to see him return with Rachel to do a Ranger Slayer story, because Ranger Slayer is Ryan's baby, and there's a lot to unpack with this issue that we're going to go over in this video. Now, Power Rangers Unlimited The Morphin Master picks up right after where MMPR 116 left off on, where Draken sacrificed his life to free an enslaved Ranger Slayer. So we might as well call this video MMPR 116.9 review, but I don't think the YouTube algorithm or the audience would like that, so we'll have to call it The Morphin Masters for now. So, this one-shot has future Kimberly going on a journey to find the Morphin Masters, as they're probably the only ones who can fix this situation going on right now with Dark Specter. Spoilers, they're not. But Ranger Slayer is joined by the Pink Emissary, who is later to reveal to be Alila from Power Rangers universe. So this book does confirm and clears up that the characters from Power Rangers universe did become the emissaries, as they are called out by name and they call each other old friends during some of the fight scenes. And although Power Rangers universe is kind of a mess with how that story ended, I'm glad that this book does add concrete evidence that those Squadron Rangers did become the emissaries, because the ending for Power Rangers universe, I've said this several times on the channel and I won't go on another tangent before, that ending's a mess. That ending is a huge mess, and it's cool to see stuff from that book slowly get cleaned up and explained better as the mainline comics continue. And this story does add some depth and some emotional weight to those characters as they reveal how they feel about their position and their duties to the Morphin Grid, and how they felt shackled and gave everything to the Morphin Masters, forced to watch all these horrible events unfold in the Power Rangers universe, and unable to do a single thing about that. And what I'm referring to is the whole struggle between the Morphin Grid, the balance between good and evil, as one can't exist without the other. And the emissaries go on to say that the Morphin Masters value that balance of the Morphin Grid over innocent lives. And that does make sense because, you know, a lot of bad stuff does happen in the Power Rangers universe, and we never see the emissaries or the Morphin Masters show up to fix everything because they're meant to be observers, they're meant to be watchers. So these emissaries, these Morphin Masters, they have to watch all this stuff go down because they can't really interfere until, you know, stuff that happens in Dino Fury and Cosmic Fury where they have to get involved, but that's a story for another day. And although they're corrupted by Dark Specter, I get the feeling this is how they truly feel, because Pink at the end of the comic soon conveys the same feelings. And the one thing I found to be really cool as well is we get to see the emissaries fight, because for the longest time they've just sat back and they've not got involved in much of the conflict. And here we see them changing between the different Ranger forms in the fights, and when they change forms, they take on the weapons that correspond with that Ranger. And I feel like that was a really nice touch, because you have all these different panels of all these different emissaries taking on different Ranger forms, and when they're getting involved in the fight, you see them holding on to like that weapon that represents that certain Ranger, and that was really cool to see. I think that was a really nice touch. So it's cool to see the emissaries actually finally fighting and getting involved in some conflict for once. But seeing how they're corrupted by Dark Specter, it makes you wonder how that even happened, because the first one we see is the Blue Emissary, a character we haven't seen since the finale of the Eltarian War, and the last thing they said they were going to do was set out and find the other emissaries. But I did like the reveal of Blue being corrupt, because we have this moment where Ranger Slayer and the Pink Emissary enter this church-like structure, and here we meet Coinless Billy, or we're think to make to believe that it is Coinless Billy, who has been a part of the Morphin Grid ever since his death. And this version of Coinless Billy wants Ranger Slayer to hand over the power coin, because he tries explaining that the Morphin Masters are in a place that not too many people can enter. And the Pink Emissary, they want to hand over the coin, they want to be like, alright, journey over, job well done, GG. But future Kim is quick to catch on and tells the coinless Billy they'll hand it over if they can guess what their favourite colour is, and it's not pink. And this is quick to lure out the Blue Emissary. Now, with the adversaries that do appear in this comic, we've got green, we've got black, and we've got blue. And all of them die in this issue, including pink. So it does make me wonder, where are the other adversaries, and are they corrupted as well? Because the only ones we don't see in this issue is red and yellow. So I do wonder where they are, if they're okay, if they're safe. That's a question that's on my mind. And because we do have several adversaries getting killed in this issue, does that mean the Imperials can be revived once again? So that question is on my mind as well, because that was set up ages ago. If a adversary dies, that means an Imperial can be resurrected. Now, during the scene when Ranger Slayer and the Pink Adversary talk to the imposter Coinless Billy, there's an interesting name that gets brought up, and that is the Illumination. Who is the Illumination? Well, according to the Blue Adversary, they are 6 elders, the wisest of the Morphin Masters. There's 6 of them. Most of those 6 take up the main colours of the Power Ranger team we know from Mighty Morphin, that being pink, yellow, red, green, black, and blue. Much like the Morphin Masters we saw in Dino Fury and Cosmic Fury. Now, we do meet 6 Morphin Masters at the end of this issue, but they don't have much colour to them. They're very grey, they just have like bland colours. So does that mean the colour's been sucked out of them? Or is it because they've been in the heart of the grid for so long they kind of lost their colours? Or is there something higher above than the Morphin Masters that we meet in this issue? Because it's never addressed if they are the Illumination or not. I assume they are, but that isn't really cleared up in this issue. So does that mean there's something higher than the Morphin Masters we saw in this issue? So I do wonder if we'll actually meet up with the Illumination again later down the line in Darkest Hour. And I don't want to call the Pink Adversary a useless character in this one-shot, because they do mention as soon as they appear, they're meant to be a guide. They're meant to help Ranger Slayer. They can't really give them the answers, and they don't really get involved in any of the conflict. But Ranger Slayer does question, hey, my universe is hell. I've been through hell. You've never appeared, you've never done anything to help. So why are you helping me now? And they do have this nice heart-to-heart talk where Kimberly does make this big speech about jumping from one lily pad to another, and when we see Ranger Slayer confronting the green and black adversaries in this book, that's when the pink adversary gets involved and says, I was tired of jumping from lily pad to lily pad as well. Although they get involved with the conflict, this eventually does lead to their death, but also their corruption. And we get this scene where Ranger Slayer and the Pink Adversary are having this fight, and Ranger Slayer gives this big speech in the fight, and when the fight comes to a close, you have Ranger Slayer holding the Pink Adversary in their arms with this big warm embrace, and Ranger Slayer says, sometimes meeting your guardian angel doesn't always lead to a happy ending. And one thing I love about that panel is because as Kimberly is holding the Pink Adversary in her arms, on that same panel where she talks about guardian angels, you see the Pink Adversary transformed as Megaforce Pink. And if you've seen Ghost Sager and how they're meant to be angels, that puts the cherry on top with that scene because of the symbolism right there. And I really enjoyed the fight between Ranger Slayer and the Pink Adversary, because like I said, you've got Pink Adversary transforming into all these different Ranger forms and using all those iconic Ranger weapons, but then you've also got Ranger Slayer who's having this inner monologue during the fight, and by saying that this whole moment, this was a test to see if she's ready for everything to come that's later down the line. So this was like a really fantastic character moment for Ranger Slayer, because she knows that even after this, and if she can't win here, she's not ready for the things that are about to come later. Alright, let's finally talk about the Morphin Masters, what this book is named after. So we finally get to see the Morphin Masters in this book, and I think, don't quote me on this, I think this is the first mainline comic appearance of the Morphin Masters outside of narration or flashbacks. And what we got was completely unexpected, because when we first meet them, they say, we've been expecting you, and on the next panel, they're soon given the power coin. And when I thought once they were given the power coin, I was thinking, oh cool, the journey has finally come to an end. Hopefully the Morphin Masters can make this thing right, get a new power up, give them some advice, maybe give some hints or something like that. But nope. What we get is one of them trying to eat the power coin. And this is the first sign of something isn't right here. And I was thinking, oh no, this is another dupe. They're actually corrupted. This could be like an evil sent by Dark Specter as well. But they soon tell Kimberly and Alila that dinner is almost ready. So the Morphin Masters soon sit down, ready to eat, and you notice that there is no food. They're having imaginary dinner. Now, this is because they've lost themselves to the grid, apparently, according to the Pink Emissary. So I guess that's where their sanity went for being in this area for so long. But there's even a moment at the end of this issue where the Pink Emissary dies, and they just say, oh, they're sleeping. Hopefully they can wake up soon and they can eat once again. So yeah, this was very unexpected what I thought we'd be getting when it came to the Morphin Masters in this comic. Like I said, I thought they would deliver some wisdom, they'd be here to help, we'd possibly see Zato, but nope, none of that. Just a bunch of gods who have lost their mind and they're having fake imaginary dinner. So this shows that even in the comics, the Morphin Masters are just as useless here as they are in Dino and Cosmic Fury. So Ranger Slayer is forced to kill the Pink Emissary, but the Pink Emissary has faith that even without the Morphin Masters, she will be able to fix this situation and save the entire universe. So while this is going on, Ranger Slayer is narrating everything and she's walking away. And on the last few pages, she has this line to say, and it's a really cool line. She says, sometimes a lifetime of training means your story is just beginning, because it's not the Morphin Masters who will save us, it's up to us to save ourselves. And as she's walking down the hallway, you can probably hear some badass epic music playing, and that's where the issue ends. So yeah, Power Rangers Unlimited, the Morphin Masters. I was not expecting to have this when I started reading this issue, but I really freaking enjoyed it. Like, this was a fantastic issue, hands down, no doubt about it. Once again, Ryan managed to kill it and knock it out of the park with Rachel as well. So this was a great issue from start to finish, because it's Ranger Slayer going on this journey of self-discovery, but not only that, she's no longer using the sort of power bow of darkness. In the comic, it gets snapped in two, and now it's sort of turned into these daggers of darkness, these swords of darkness, you can say, with how it's shaped, and it looks really cool as well. I really do like how the bow is now snapped off, and she's got kind of a new weapon, which makes her own unique ranger in a way, where she's not just like another version of Kimberly with an evil bow, she's now got her own unique weapon as well. So I do wonder where the story is going to go from here, because like I said, the Morphin Masters, they didn't help at all. Ranger Slayer is still in the Morphin Grid, and the Morphin Grid is still a very dangerous place if we've got corrupted emissaries running around, and we've also got like spirit animals shaped like scorpions and lions and bears and stuff like that. So I do wonder what is going to happen next moving forward, because one of the covers does have Billy diving into the Morphin Grid to save her, so I do wonder how she's going to get out. But I do wonder, where does the story go from here if the Morphin Masters aren't able to help our heroes? Because like Kimberly said, it's up to us to save ourselves. We can't rely on these gods and these deities. We've got to do it ourselves. So this is up to the Rangers, the good fight themselves, and that's something that I really do like. So, like I said, this was a fantastic issue. Amazing artwork, amazing writing, really great storytelling, and it's so cool to see Ryan back once again. So, with that said, I think I'm going to bring this video to a close. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and don't forget to turn on notifications, all that good stuff you usually hear from your YouTuber at the end of a video or the start of the video. So I'll see you guys later. Peace out, take care, and bye.